Today is indeed a remarkable day. We jointly welcome the arrival of 600,000 doses of vaccines, a gift by Chinese people to Sri Lanka people, and hold the handover ceremony. This Monday, the Chinese President Xi Jinping, with his counterpart, Sri Lanka President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, had a wonderful phone conversation, rich, broad, and important consensus, which will be the strategic and fundamental guidance for the future development of our bilateral relationship. The arrival of the vaccines once again demonstrated the deep brotherhood between our two peoples and two countries. Once again implemented the commitment of President Xi, making the Chinese COVID-19 vaccines a global public good, and once again declares that solidarity is the only right way for international community to defeat the pandemic at an early date and build a global community of health for mankind. China and Sri Lanka are good neighbors, looking out for each other, good friends, treat each other with equality and trust, and good partners in mutually beneficial cooperation. So in the fight against the pandemic, our two countries and two peoples have been always standing firmly together and extending a helping hand to each other. In the first stage of the pandemic in China, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Prime Minister Mashinda Rajapaksa, and people from all walks of life in Sri Lanka all expressed the strongest support to China. After the virus outbreak in Sri Lanka, it was China who firstly provided medical supplies and financial support. Sri Lanka was also the first country to which China donated vaccines. It's worth mentioning that the Sri Lanka government has decided to include Chinese nationals in his vaccination plan. To this regard, on behalf of China, I would extend high appreciation for these most friendly gestures. Withstanding the test of the pandemic, I firmly believe that China and Sri Lanka, the strategic cooperative partnership based on sincere mutual assistance and everlasting friendship, will elevate to new level. We do believe, and the strong leadership of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Sri Lanka people will certainly overcome the pandemic in the early date and embrace socio-economic recovery and development and make great achievements in the post.
The event taken place today will be a very important milestone of our friendship. China stood with Sri Lanka even in very difficult times and events. People of Sri Lanka will never forget it. On behalf of His Excellency the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Government of Sri Lanka and people of Sri Lanka, I would like to express our gratitude towards His Excellency the Chinese President Xi Jinping, Chinese government and people of China for this donation of 600,000 Sinopharm vaccines. Especially I would like to thank for the diplomatic crowd at Colombo representing China. They worked tireless to make this success.